Death Stranding was one of the most controversial, divisive, and loved games of 2019. Fast forward nearly 2 years and you've got a re-release of the game for PlayStation 5 that includes not only additional content, but also significantly improved graphics as well as a better performance rate, and all taking full advantage of the PlayStation 5 hardware. So now all we're left with is this the perfect time to jump into Death Stranding? Maybe. Let's get into it. Before we kick this video off, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Sony for providing a review copy of this game for PlayStation 5. I originally played Death Stranding when it came out in 2019 on PlayStation 4, and honestly, it was a game that I felt at the time it was kind of unrealized. Like, it really had a lot of potential, but the back and forth courier paperboy style gameplay just really didn't set well with me. Plus the balancing act of holding L2 R2 was just kind of strange to me. I understand in a way where Kojima was going with that, but it just felt like it was half-heartedly executed, I guess you could say like that. But all that being said, Death Stranding was a game that allowed you to see exactly what would happen if Kojima was not tethered to Konami and be able to make a game fully untethered. Like, I'm talking about balls to the walls, full Kojima-san, in the game format. And this is what we got. And it's a game that, if you play it through all the way, from a narrative standpoint, it is an absolute masterpiece. But it's a game that the barrier of entry, because of the slow start, is exactly what hinders a lot of people from continuing forward. And I think with the director's cut that's now available, not only having better performance and new items and areas to explore, but also just being the better, closer vision to what the game should have been at launch. So now, hey, is it the best time to hop into Death Stranding? I think so. In this video, we're going to be reviewing Death Stranding Director's Cut for the PlayStation 5. And I'm going to give you more of my thoughts and impressions and just generally have an open dialogue with you, because I think that's the best way we can go about this one. If you're new to the channel and not familiar with who I am, I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator. And if you want to do me a huge solid favor, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, ding the notification bell. And if you want to pick up this game, we do have affiliate links down below. All that being said, we got merch on Teespring and TeePublic. We got Patreon channel memberships and so much more. Let's go ahead and get into this review of Death Stranding. Taking place in a post-apocalyptic United States of America, an event known as the Death Stranding occurred which damaged the country on a metaphysical level, which has a unique instance where those who die end up causing an event called the Void Out, which brings BTs to the world, which are kind of like undead spirits in physical form, which effectively causes a purgatory effect where the afterlife and the world of the living collide. Taking control of Sam Porter Bridges, you must navigate this living limbo to try and reconnect America. That's all we're going to say as far as the story. Let's go ahead and hop into the gameplay. And honestly, the gameplay is unchanged from the original release, as it is a third-person action-adventure stealth shooter that has a unique gameplay mechanic where you effectively have to deliver cargo from point A to point B across a broken United States of America to link the different places in the US to the chiral network. So if you're wondering, yes, you are effectively playing a modern-day paperboy game with horror elements and shooting. And that's not exactly a bad thing either. If you felt the game previously had missions that, were kind of repetitive, or if you felt the controls were unwieldy at times, or that the user interface or the UI was needlessly complicated, then don't expect any of that to be changed or addressed in this director's cut. The newest addition to the game is the Maser gun, which is an incredibly powerful gun which takes down mules with ease in a non-lethal way. The cargo catapult allows you to load it with cargo and fling it across the environment, allowing you to deliver cargo quickly. There's also the new firing range to help you get accustomed to using the various tools and weapons that Sam has access to, and the firing range, which will feel most familiar to the VR missions found in the Metal Gear games. The Ruin Factory is a brand new location that emphasizes stealth. The factory is home to a lot of shady and unsavory dealings, and you'll need to sneak around tactically to take down mules without alerting any others in the factory. This is most definitely a callback to Kojima's previous works on the Metal Gear series, although I wish it had more than a few missions that it offers. That it could have stood to have a lot more. The Racetrack is one of the most interesting new additions to the game, where once it's connected to the terminal in the central region, you'll be able to utilize all kinds of vehicles to race about fragile circuit. It's a great change of pace from the rest of the game. Aside from the added content that is included in the director's cut, there is an increase in performance and graphical fidelity, with the game now running at a buttery smooth 60 frames per second. And the game was honestly pretty smooth when it launched on PlayStation 4 in 2019, where it ran at 30 frames per second. And when the game was ported to PC, it ran at a silky smooth 60 frames per second, and also could be uncapped and go higher than that, up to 120. And now here it is on the PlayStation 5. Not only is it running smoothly, but also looks absolutely beautiful on the system. The game was no slouch at all on the PlayStation 4 and was one of the best looking games on the platform. And on the PlayStation 5, it's made even more gorgeous than it's ever looked. Due to the game now natively running on the PlayStation 5, it's able to take advantage of the M.2 SSD for substantially faster loading times, which is always an upside. Now, the other added benefit of it being on the PlayStation 5 is the fact that it has access to the 3D audio functionality incorporated into the system, allowing for directional sound capabilities, which is absolutely awesome. And honestly, get into the downsides. I think the only downside to this game is that if you didn't like it before, you're not going to have anything that's going to compel you to want to dive in and play it again or play it now. It's one of those games, like I said in the beginning, this is a very divisive title. It's either, there's one or two camps. There are those who love it and those who hate it. It's kind of like The Last of Us Part 2, where that was a game I personally did enjoy, not for the narrative, but for the gameplay. And yet there's mountains of people that hate it. Death Stranding is in that same camp, but not hated to the extent that Last of Us Part 2 is. All that being said, if you liked it before, you'll probably enjoy it again. And if you didn't like it, then, well, there's nothing really that's going to convince you. So wrapping everything up, honestly, Death Stranding's director's cut offers up the best way to experience Kojima Productions' first major solo title away from Konami Studios. And the director's cut introduces tons of new features, from new items and locations, along with enhanced graphics and a big boost in performance that takes full advantage of the PlayStation 5's capabilities. If you've been considering picking up the game before, then there is no better time than now to dive in. And if you never enjoyed the game previously, like I said, there's honestly nothing here that will change your mind. And I think, honestly, if I could try and change your mind, I think you should consider giving it a go, because you might be surprised. Maybe the increased performance on the PlayStation 5 will be what it takes to nudge you into enjoying this title. All that being said, that's a review for Death Stranding Director's Cut for PlayStation 5. Again, shout out to Sony for providing a review copy of the game. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Do you have it? Is it a game you're going to be picking up? Is it something that you enjoyed previously, or is it something that you just don't care about? Whatever your thoughts are, let's get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And if you want to pick this game up, I have an Amazon affiliate as well as Best Buy affiliate links where you can pick it up at no additional cost to you, but it does help out the channel with a kickback. A small percentage of the purchase does go into helping out the channel with better equipment, production, and so much more. So, all that being said, if you want to support what we do here, with all that being said, if you want to support what we do here on the channel, we got various ways. We got merch on Teespring and TeePublic. We got Patreon, channel memberships, and so much more. So if you want to check any of that out, we got links down in the description below. All that being said, I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator, signing out. I hope you have a great aloha rest of your day. Deuces wild, too sweet, be the elite. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Mahalo for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate your support by those of you who like the videos, who watch and who subscribe. And for those of you who are my Patreon supporters, thank you for your continued support because you help make this possible. If you enjoy my work and you'd like to support what we do have Patreon on patreon.com/MikhailKasanova. We also have Coffee as well as Subscribestar. So there's various methods if you want to support the work that we do here. We also have channel membership, so make sure you check that out. That way you get up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes here, and first, and exclusive content as well. And if you enjoy the work that I do and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So with that being said, I'm Mikhail Kasanova, Hawaii content creator. I hope to see you on the next one. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ding the notification bell. And all that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.